coming up on this edition of Gridiron Sports Talk. We hit the gridiron and talk about Casey Martin, the first special needs disabled or despite his disability golfer. We talk about his life, his tribulations, and his willingness to succeed despite his challenges. All that and much more when we're on the gridiron next with Gridiron Sports Talk. Stay tuned. Welcome to this edition of Gridiron Sports Talk, the one and only program that focuses on abilities in sports despite your challenges. And we're on the gridiron talking about Casey Martin, the first real golfer despite his challenges. So let's begin. First of all, I would like to thank our partners in this, Orca Media and many others, including the Division for the Blind Vermont and many others. Arlene's not here today. Casey Martin. This is coming from wikipedia.org, www.wikipedia.org. And we'll show you pictures, courtesy of Golf Digest. We'll show you some pictures a little bit later on in the show. Casey Martin, born June 2nd, 1972, is an American professional golfer and the current men's golf coach at the University of Oregon. Martin was born in Eugene, Oregon, and still resides there. He was educated at Stanford University, where he was initiated into Selma Chi fraternity, and was briefly a teammate of Tiger Woods. He was a three-time All Pac-10 and was a member of the university's NCAA championship. In 1994, he won in 1994. In 1993, he won the Salahi Players Championship and turned professional in 1995. Professional golf career. And as you can see, his stats here on the side of the page. In 1998, he won a Nike Tour, later being named by www.buy.com Tour, National Tour, and Web.com Tour, and now Korn Ferry Tour, KORN Tour, and the Lakeland Classic in a playoff, thus assuring himself and remaining on the tour the following year, securing a 5-year exemption from the first qualifying school or Q school. In 1998, he attained a career highlight, finishing tied for 23rd at the U.S. Open and briefly contending for the lead before falling back. In late 1999, after finishing 14th on the Nike Tour money list, Martin secured a spot on the PGA Tour. He finished 179th on the money list and in 2000 failed to keep his card through the earnings of the PGA Tour and the PGA Tour card holder for 2000. He began at the final stage of the year's Q school and narrowly failed to keep a spot, finishing tied for 37th and top of the qualifying ties, making him putting him to the Buy.com tour. Martin kept full status on the Nike tour till 2003, but failed the Q School finals in 2003, making him limited to the 2004 tour, a year playing 9 tournaments. In 2004, following the expiration of the 5-year exemption tour and the 5-round Q School, he advanced from the first to the second of the 3 rounds, but no further had limited status in 2005, playing 9 tournaments on the tour, making 2 cuts, and 5 events in 2006, making the cut once, for a total earnings of $1,228. On June 4th, 2012, Martin qualified for the 2012 U.S. Open, winning a sectional of the Emerald Valley Club. Personal life. Martin has Kippe-Turner syndrome, which caused a birth defect in his right leg. In the PGA Tour, Martin successfully sued the PGA Tour in 2001 for the right to use a golf cart during the competition under the Americans with Disabilities Act. During that year, the suit wound up through the courts, and he enjoyed limited success on the golf course throughout, and he was permitted to use a golf cart. In 2019, while attempting to retrieve a garbage can from the street he lived on, he misjudged a step between the street and that was under construction, and his curb breaking his defective leg. He took a medical leave from coaching during the Ducks Fall 2019 golf schedule, with assistant Brad Landing taking over when he returned to campus on the spring season, which was ultimately shortened due to the coronavirus pandemic. During his condition, because of his condition, it has prevented a fracture. It has prevented his fracture from properly healing, and he now uses crutches returning to campus. In 2020, March 2020 interview with the Register Guard, a daily newspaper over against home of Eugene, Martin said that he was the prospect of losing his leg. I was grateful and able to hold on to it for a long time, but it would not happen at 27, not 47. But it has happened. I'm just going to do everything in my power to save my leg, he added. And he had considered an amputation, recognizing that a prosthesis would enable him to walk without pain if noted. If I lose my leg, it would be an above the knee deal, and it would be pretty risky due to my situation. It's something that I have recognized that it could happen, but really could not. If I can save it because of the risk of a long-time interview. Martin was scheduled to Let me go back. Oh, here we go. Golf cart. Hold on one second. Okay. Here we go. Happened at 47, but if it happened, I'm just going to do it in my power to save my leg. He added, he actually considered an amputation, recognizing that a prosthesis would enable him to walk without pain. But noted, if I lose my leg, it would be an above-the-knee deal, and it would be pretty risky due to my situation. It's something that I've recognized that could happen, but it really could rather not. I'd rather save it, but because of the risks at the time of the interview, Martin was scheduled to travel around Washington State to be fitted for a special carbon fiber leg brace that can potentially redirect his body weight and would allow the fracture to heal. In October 2021, Martin underwent successful surgery to amputate his right leg. His doctors believe that the surgery went well enough to allow him for the future use of a prosthesis. Now, according to some wins and losses here, January 11th, 1998, he won the Nike Tour, the Nike Lakeland Classic, winning score minus 19, 66, 69, 65, 69, and 269 at one stroke. And the runner up for this was Steve Lemon Jones. Sorry, the names are hard. And the Nike Tour playoff. The Nike Tour playoff was 1999 number one Nike Cleveland Open, and the opponent was Matt Gogol, and Casey Martin lost to Eagle on second extra hole. As a result of the major championships, the tournament 1998 to 99, 2000, 2001, 2003, 2004. So as you can see here, and according to web.com, the top results are here on your screen. So I'm just going to scroll down quickly down here. Now, the coaching career of Casey Martin. In May 2006, Martin was renamed head coach of the University of Oregon men's golf team in the team of Eugene. After working as a volunteer assistant during the 2006 season, he has indicated, and he hopes to continue play where it fits in of his coaching schedule. However, he did not play any professional events or attempt Q school in 2007 or 2008. In Oregon, he won the NCAA Division of Men's Golf Championship. So let me see about any more pictures or his coaching career here. Let me see if Sports Illustrated mentions Casey Martin. Oh, here we go. Sports Illustrated. Casey Martin is the most courageous man in golf, and no one even comes close. The latest turn of Martin's story is not the end. So, despite his syndrome, Turner-Weber syndrome, a degenerative circulatory disorder that atrophied his leg and made it difficult. So, if you want more information on Casey Martin's life and times in sports, when it comes to golf, you can go to www.si/golf news Casey Martin. That's www.si.com/Casey Martin. Casey Martin has always been an overachiever in the game, where no one else has even the physical talent alone. However, if you're measuring sheer strength and will and size of his heart, Martin stands among golf's giants. He's 49 years old. Martin dragged around a right afflicted leg with the syndrome he has, a degenerative circulatory disorder that atrophied leg and made it difficult. And years went by, increasingly painful and dangerous to walk. Last week, this is going back a couple of years. Doctors at Mayo Clinic in Minnesota amputated his leg, the most controversial leg in golf. The surgery took Martin's leg above the knee, and as first reported by Golf Digest. So if you want more information on his condition, you can go to www.si.com, Golf News. Now, what I wanted to say as part of this commentary for Casey Martin is that you should never be afraid to go for the gold, as they say, in terms of going into sports. Casey Martin is one of those stories similar to my wife. My wife is an amputee above the knee, and despite her challenges, she'll be able to persevere and keep going. Casey Martin is one of those people that, despite his challenges, he's able to keep going. I don't want anyone in this audience to say that they don't even try. There are some people in this world of ours, because it's a global situation. There are some people in this world of ours that don't even try. Oh, they say they have a disability and they don't even try to even work or even go in sports or even try anything that is a challenge because they say it's too hard. Let me tell you something. Jim Abbott, there's Casey Martin, and there's many, many, many others, including people in the Special Olympics that get up in the morning and try their hardest to keep going and go for the gold. You should never be afraid to try. I don't want to say that laziness is a disability, but come on, people. There are people with no legs that do the Paralympics and go around the track. And you don't have to come in first. You don't have to come in second. You can come in 18th or 19th. But you have to try. The saying for the Special Olympics, if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. And Casey Martin is one of those people that despite his challenges, he's able to persevere. Okay, so you're not a millionaire on the baseball diamond or the golf or the golf course or the basketball court. You're at least trying to make a living and you're trying to persevere. That is the point of the commentary here. And, you know, people like my wife, people like Casey Martin, and people like, you know, and many other people who really try in this world and try to persevere. They don't, it's called, there's a Spanish word, "ay bendito," means don't pity me. This is not crying uncle here. Many people in this world really try and really go for the gold, and I give them many you know, prayers, and we all must persevere. And so if you want more information on Casey Martin and his life, you can go to www.si.com. Sports Illustrated has the story of Casey Martin. Check out Wikipedia and other websites about his life. This has been Gridiron Sports Talk, the one and only program on Orca Media that focuses on life and sports despite disabilities. We all should have abilities. Stay on the gridiron. Stay tuned for more Gridiron Sports Talk at www.orcamedia.net. I'm Lawrence Seiler. Stay on the gridiron. See you next time.